one thing led to another. He went to Alabama, and then from there, I was a GA, graduate assistant football coach with Bill Doba in 2003, and then kind of started my football career after that as a coach at Montana State University under Mike Kramer, and had some exciting times there. And one thing led to another, and ended up at Eastside Catholic, and I'm the athletic director, and things are going great there. I'll tell you what, we're at the tops of our game, and athletically we're tops in basketball, tops in football. Our volleyball team had a great season, and it's really an exciting time to be an Eastside Catholic Crusader.
And that position, athletic director, it's just non-stop. Are you going to everything, right?
I just got back from the wrestling tournament, the Matt Classic, and we got a great wrestler at 132, Matt Awicki, so he's going to end up being 3-4. Last year he was state champion, so he's a little disappointed, but he's going to be either the 3-4. He wrestles at 2 o'clock in Tacoma Dome at the Matt Classic. So yeah, you got to go to a lot of events. But you know what? You get to see kids' lives, and kids' lives change. And athletics is a very important part of our community at Eastside Catholic, and we really strive to have great faith and family and togetherness. And our kids learn a lot, and the ups and downs in life. And athletics is really a great portal for them to risk and have some excitement for them. And you see everything, right? You see parents, you see kids, you see emotion. Athletics derives a lot of emotion and spirit, and we have that at Eastside Catholics. It's a really exciting time.
Well, take us back. You had such a good career. Let's hear a little bit more about that, and then we'll talk about the switch into not playing and being on the field, making the choices.
Sure. I'll tell you what. I've got to have a lot of rings compared to most Cougars out there, and I was definitely there for the heyday of Washington State football. I'm excited about what Mike Leach is doing right now, and we've actually got a Eastside Catholic Crusader there, Markel Sanders, who just started his career as a Cougar football player. He's a cornerback. He might be moving to safety. I talked to him about 3 days ago. He's doing great, but 97 was my first year, and that was the Rose Bowl, and we hadn't been there in 67 years. Ryan Leaf was our quarterback, Mike Black as the running back, and I was a redshirt freshman, but gosh, I had a great time down there in Pasadena, and we had a great season. And Mike Price, I can't say enough about Mike Price, and he's just a great coach, and the way he led us in those times. And then from there, my redshirt freshman year, it went bad. I'll tell you what, and we had a 3-8 season, 4-7, and then my senior year, we had some great leadership. Billy Newman, David Minnick, some great team camaraderie. We all kind of came together as seniors and said, hey, we want to get back to where we were in 97 and back to what Cougar football was about. And it's a special thing being a Cougar. You can't just walk out there and be a Cougar. You got to understand the trials and tribulations, and we were able to get the thing turned around in 2001, went to the Sun Bowl, beat Purdue. Really exciting time, and just great environment. I mean, there's nothing like being a Cougar. And I hear a lot from a lot of college coaches come in and talk to me, and the Washington State coaches come in and talk to me. And for those Cougars that are out there, I'll tell you what, I know we've got a lot of teachers in the profession at Washington State. You guys need to get those Cougar football players, all those kids that are in your high schools that are 5-star, 4-star, 3-star, you guys got to talk them up. You got to get them to go to Washington State, because you know what, right now we are behind in the recruiting war at Washington State, and kids are thinking more about the Huskies and thinking more about Oregon. And, we had those 3 10-win seasons, and I was a part of all 3 of those as either a player or a coach. And we didn't make the move Oregon did and blow up our facilities. But right now, with what's happening and the excitement of Cougar football, we need to get back those big recruits and get those 5-star kids choosing Washington State and choosing the Palouse. And the only way to do that is to tell them about your experience. And I had a great experience there. And after Sun Bowl, I was lucky enough for Mike Price to offer me a job as a graduate assistant, and got to learn a lot there. And we went to the Rose Bowl that year in 2002, losing to Oklahoma in the Rose Bowl, but having some great victories and some great UW victories and Apple Cup victories. And it was a great journey. In 2003, we went to the Holiday Bowl, and Rob Akey on the defensive coordinator side, and we were out there. I was on the field at the time as a graduate assistant, really exciting, helping George Yarno with the offensive line, and went out and beat that Texas team. I mean, those are the memories I have of Washington State, going down Greek Row, and great victories, the parades, the excitement, the student section. I got to instill that in some of my players. Shoot, at Eastside Catholic, we got some 5-star guys coming up. We got some great kids, and we got a great football program. And I'm telling them about the Cougar Nation, but we got to have everybody on board. We got to have all of our alumni and all of our people talking to all the great high school athletes that are out there in this Seattle area and getting them on board, getting them excited about Cougar football. And that's what I'm trying to do. But I'll tell you what, them Huskies are doing a good job, and I know a lot of coaches on that staff, and they do a great job too. They last a lifetime, and there's nothing I like more than seeing some of our former players at Eastside Catholic coming back, and we get a lot of them. I mean, they're out in college. A lot of our kids play in college and go on and play. I think that's a reflection of their great experience at Eastside in football and other sports. And they come back, and even when they're in college, I mean, I'll tell you what, I didn't come back home when I was at Washington State much, but our kids come back. I see, we got kids from all sorts of different levels, from Division II, Division III, to Division I, to Pac-12, to Harvard, to all over the spectrum, and they come back during their breaks and they come watch us play, and they can't wait to see Coach Thielbahr and come see the team and talk to the team, and that's the experience and what we're trying to derive and attain at Eastside Catholic. It's great. My conversations and my experiences with Mike Price and Bill Doba and Mike Kramer and Rob Aiken, the many assistant coaches I've had, I derive all sorts of things from all those guys, from good things that they did to bad things that I hope I don't do. But most of it was good with those guys.
Let's go to Rob Aiken, one of my favorite coaches to watch. Just him and show his emotions and everything. Do you keep it cool and calm and collected while you're out there? I mean, I've seen a couple fist bumps.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's an exciting game, and Rob Aiken really showed me how to come to work every day with a great positive mental mindset and great energy every single day, whether we had won or lost. That's what really impacted me. And we had some tough years when I was coaching at University of Idaho, and we had a 1-win season. We started off my first year, his first year as a head coach, Rob Aiken. We went down to USC and played a little Trojan team that won a national championship with Matt Leinart and Reggie Bush. They were pretty decent, and nobody really knew what Coach Aiken was going to be like. I love Coach Aiken; he's a great friend of mine. We never knew what he was going to be like after a loss, and so we went down to the Coliseum, got beat. We played pretty good. We had some good kids on the team, and we didn't get blown out or anything like that. But it was a tough loss, and our kids were excited, and we had a great offseason preparing for the Trojans, and we came back, and I'll tell you, it was like we hadn't even lost the game. And his ability to come in with he's got that growl to him and that excitement level and that great energy. I mean, that next morning when we're breaking down tape as a coaching staff, he comes in, buys everybody a cup of coffee, and says, "We got to get back to work. We got a big game this week, and let's get excited for these kids and make sure that the team meeting's up tempo and the team meeting has an excitement level and the kids are just understanding what we needed to improve and where we can go spiritually as a team, as a family, and that's what we did."
And you talked a little bit earlier about a lot of these players coming back that are playing at a high level. What traits do those kids have at the starts of their high school career that really get them to that point of taking off? Is it all physical talent, or are they
No. I think they just, some of these kids, I love it. I love my job at Eastside Catholic. We're a private Catholic. I think we're the best private Catholic school on the West Coast, and we get a great opportunity to talk to kids about goals. And even in the 8th grade, coming into 9th, and those kids come in and they meet with our admissions group, and if they want to meet with athletics, they meet with athletics, and we talk about their ultimate goal. And a lot of them are saying Oregon, a lot of them saying, "Hey, I want to go play here." If it's a volleyball player, they want to go to North Carolina, or they want to go to Duke. Or if it's a lacrosse player, obviously Maryland's a big one, and we've got a kid going to Maryland this year, Colin McElvaney, great player. They come in and just set goals. And that's what we really do a good job. Being at Eastside Catholic, it reminds me a little bit, it's kind of a weird analogy, but it reminds me a little bit of being in preschool or kindergarten. Everybody's there to help you achieve the goal you have, and you walk in and everybody's welcoming and, "Hey, how can we help you? What do we need to accomplish? Hey, you want to go to USC on, an academic scholarship for DECA, for debate, for football, for volleyball. How do we help you reach that goal?" And it really reminds me of that. It reminds me of when I was back in the playground and the teacher was making sure everything was going okay. And these kids come in and they set their goals and they talk to the correct counselor and really put together a nice plan for them as far as, they put together a work day up there now. It's not like when you and I went to high school. These kids work out every single day after school. We got a supplement program, protein shake machine. These kids are really getting taken care of and understand what it takes athletically and academically to succeed. And I mean, our kids are so prepared going into college. And it's beyond what I could even fathom coming out of high school. I'm a public high school guy. I went to San Juan, Idaho, San Juan High School. And I've never been a part of a private school. What these kids come out of with the energy level, the understanding of what it takes academically and athletically to succeed. It's really exciting timing. I reach out to Markel Sanders, who's at Washington State still, and Christian Shigley's at Harvard, and Peter Kimball's at Idaho, and we've got a ton of guys still out there. And I reach out to them and say, hey, I know what it's like for them right now because it's winter conditioning. It's a hard time to be a college athlete. And I reach out to them and they reach back, and we talk, and we talk about continuing to create the tradition of what happens at Eastside Catholic when you go on to college, and what it takes. And I think that's what you get at Eastside Catholic more than some places is continual mentorship and continual teachers talking to kids, even when they're done, and kids coming back, and the family and the feeling that they have there. It's really an incredible place.
You guys have been to the state championship.
We've been in the state championship twice the last 2 years.
Okay, those are some impressive stats there.
Well, it's been a great turnaround, and the best part for us has been the mental turnaround from our kids, being confident, believing in their coaches. That's what is different between what it used to be like when you and I were playing. Mm-hmm. When it was like, okay, whatever coach said, I do. These kids are smarter now, and these kids understand. I mean, I hate to say the word Madden football, but these kids understand what cover 2, cover 3, and what a pirate game is, and some basic stuff. But you got to reel them in, and you've got to make sure that they understand. Hey, this is what we're trying to get accomplished, and their belief in coaches and faith in the coaches is almost as important as their faith in themselves. And that's what we've really generated that has turned us around. We had a tough season this last season. It ended up great. We went to the state championship game. We lost to Bellevue, which right now has become our arch nemesis. But we lost 2 early games. We were young. And even with those young kids, we went to the state championship game the year before. I kind of thought it was going to be easier. I go, hey guys, mentally you got to believe, you got to be all in. But you almost got to start over with young kids. And we started 12 sophomores this year, and I had a young group, good senior leadership, but we needed to make sure those young kids understood that what we were teaching them was going to produce success, and we were going to put them in the best possible position for success for themselves. And once a kid understands that, and once a kid sees that what you're teaching is actually right and going to work in game day, then all of a sudden it starts coming together. And as I've always said, is we play our best football in playoffs, and we always have, because our kids finally understand, even through 8 games, 9 games, oh man, coach is telling me what I'm supposed to do, and when I do it, all of a sudden that is a sack, and all of a sudden that is a touchdown, but it just takes a little longer these days, it seems like to me, than hey, blind faith is no longer out there, and you've got to earn everything you got as a head coach and as a mentor and as an athletic director.
So we got time for one more question. What's the future bring for you? How long do you think you'll be here? Do you think you'll go back to doing the D1 coaching? Or
I get asked that a lot. I love where I'm at. I love Eastside Catholic, and I left Division I coaching, to come over to Seattle to have big impact on kids, and I'm going to be where I can make the most impact on kids that need it. And I want to be at Eastside Catholic, and it's been my goal. I want to win a state championship, and I want to start something that is similar to what Bellevue's done, and I want to go like Butch Gontroff has, and have a great long career at Eastside Catholic, and you never know what's going to come down the pipe, but I'm pretty happy with where I'm at, and things are going great, and I think Eastside Catholic is one of the best places in it where kids get impacted on a positive level, and lives get changed. And when you're changing lives, you feel good going to work every day. And when you're working with great people, you love coming to work. And I'll tell you what, it's soul purpose, trying to find your soul purpose. I think everybody's searching for that. I mean, the Cougar Nation is, I'm sure. And that's what we're all searching for at all times. And right now I feel good at where I'm at, and I'm trying to create some value. And it's going to be an exciting year next year, and we'll see what happens from there.
I love it. Thanks for being on the show. Always good to have a good fellow Coug, and good luck this upcoming season here.
Thanks, man. Go Cougs.
All right. We're going to take a quick break. You're listening to Clay 1180 AM and Community Real Estate Talk Show. We'll be right back.